take a ride from a stranger, but as a music lover, I worry about your cello. Then you can walk alongside.
How do I know you won't drive off with my cello?
Fair point. So, how much is your cello worth? It's worth 15-20. Okay then, 30. Is that good enough?
But his gentlemanly demeanor made her slowly lower her guard and let her relax slowly. So they proceeded side by side in the rain. They naturally talked about music through the car window. David had his own unique insights about music. The rain fell harder. Jenny naturally got into the car. Once inside, she quickly regained her youthful demeanor. She even used the French she had just learned to compliment David's car. It's very chic. It's a custom brand from Bristol. She had never heard of the high-end name David mentioned. Jenny shyly chose not to continue the topic. Jenny joked, it's just a cheap area ahead. Sitting in this fancy car. For a naive girl like her, it was a fab experience. She talked about dreaming of Oxford. David admitted he never went to college, but that didn't prevent his success and joy. David was articulate, knowledgeable, and they talked a lot. Before they knew it, they arrived at her door. She reluctantly said goodbye to David. She thought it was just an ordinary encounter. Until the day of the school concert, she got a big basket of flowers. They were so expensive that even her parents couldn't afford them. The card bore David's name. She accepted the flowers but didn't tell her parents who sent them. Days later, she met David on the corner. In front of her classmates, she greeted him. She thanked David for the flowers. David invited her to the concert on Friday and made it clear that he'd be with friends. Jenny was overjoyed, as concerts were a classy treat for them. This was a luxury. Her parents had never taken her to one, but for someone studying music, attending a concert was her lifelong dream. Jenny feared Dad wouldn't approve. As expected, her father firmly opposed her going with strangers. He also said he wouldn't take Jenny. But the next moment, an elegant gentleman appeared before the father. He faced his father. The father suddenly felt awkward in his presence. He explained to David how he had just been rude. Then, David naturally praised Jenny's parents. Jenny's mom lit up from David's praise. The father's attitude also softened. David suggested taking Jenny to the show. He said friends would come too. He only asked to get Jenny home by 10. I planned for her to go with Aunt Helen. After dinner, I planned to bring her back.
Oh, I see.
No, that won't work.
David skillfully negotiated to push the time back. In the end, the father yielded and let them go. Jenny, as if victorious, excitedly rushed to the theater with David. At the concert, Jenny met David's friends Helen and Danny. They were a couple. Helen's fur caught Jenny's eye. She unconsciously reached. Compared to that, Jenny's student outfit seemed quite plain. Seeing this, Helen suggested joining her next time. Sure.
But they're too expensive for me in French.
Too expensive for me.
Thankfully, Helen isn't phased. At the concert, Jenny enjoyed the music, but Helen thinks listening to classical music is like slow suicide. Afterwards, the group went to a high-end restaurant. The beautiful singer performed captivating songs. Jenny also mimicked the others, lighting a cigarette. She blended into this fresh little group. Paris is a place she's always dreamed of visiting. 71 quick movies. It's wonderful to have you, a girl curious about everything. There are so many things I want to show you. Without letting Jenny savor this comment, 7 quick movies. Then they asked if she wanted to attend an art auction on Friday. Jenny's favorite artist would also display work. At this moment, the singer on stage finished her song. Dressed up wealthy folks were all around them. 7 quick movies. All this seemed to match her dream life. 7 quick movies. In the end, she agreed. Mom is in the kitchen washing greasy dishes. She eagerly shares with her mother how her night went.
It was the best night of my life.
Mom said nothing because she couldn't relate to Jenny at this moment. Jenny leaves, feeling dejected. The next day, she proudly shares her story with her classmates.
He's a complete gentleman. Bigger places? How wonderful!
The teacher from outside finally came in, interrupting them.
Then she subtly reminded them to behave themselves. But for her class student Jenny, she was gentle, believing Jenny would know better. But Jenny still disappointed her. Jenny skipped class and sneaked out of school on the way to David's invite. Jenny can live from the front. He knows exactly how to charm the young girl.
It's your turn. Me? Is there a higher bid?
Any more bids? Come on. From a keen new buyer. Ladies, 100 thanks. 160? 180 thanks. 200 guineas? Jenny raised her hand repeatedly. She was enchanted by this game. Jenny loudly announced her name. Jenny thought David had a charm. It seemed like her dreams were coming near. They went to Danny's house as guests. Jenny spotted the expensive cello right away. But at Danny's, it was just a decoration. Hearing Jenny wanted to study at Oxford, David suggested they spend the weekend at Oxford. "I'll talk to him." Jenny doubted her father would agree. David confidently said he would persuade him. Jenny felt it wasn't likely, because lately she had only been mingling with David and them. Her grades had plummeted. He blamed Jenny, claiming she'd failed to get into Oxford this way. Then he began to list his investments in Jenny. Plus the high tuition at private school. After all this investment, he wouldn't even break even. Her parents fought because of this. Jenny sat there watching it all. This is the truth of her life. Her father's so-called nurturing was just gilding her. In the end, he was sold to a rich man for a quick gain. They argued constantly over every dime, but she had already formed her own views during her studies at school. She felt she was beautiful and wise. She deserved a better and more dignified life, just like what she saw with David. He even got along well with Jenny's parents over drinks. Jenny found it hard to believe. David seized the chance to invite Jenny to Oxford for the weekend. He claimed that a famous writer there was his mentor. He seldom met anyone. Such chances come once in a blue moon. Expectantly, Jenny's parents couldn't resist this lure. "This won't cause you trouble, will it, David?" Jenny transformed beautifully under Helen's makeover. She looked like a young Audrey Hepburn. They joyfully made their way to a bar near Oxford University. She believed it was the environment that cost us. She didn't understand why Jenny insisted on studying here. Jenny found it hard to retort. At night, David didn't leave with Helen. Alone with the man, Jenny knows what he thinks.
I'm still a virgin. I want to secure it before the year ends. To her surprise, David respected her wishes.
Can I have just one look?
Just one.
You're just looking, right?